It's Sunday, and you know what that means. From the pages of the AFW magazine, it's News Update.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing news. So let's, Joe.
Hey, JFB, hit that music.
I got my mic turned on and I'm ready to go. It's time for the All Effing Wrestling Show.
All right, this week's episode of the All Effing Wrestling Show is brought to you by SWA Sabers. SWA Sabers, the link is down below. Go ahead and click on it. They have the best lightsabers on the face of the earth. SWA Sabers, buy one, get two free as a Black Friday sale, which they're doing early, just like everybody else is. SWA Sabers. I am, of course,
AFW's got a saber.
Saber. I am, of course, your professor of the dark custodial arts. I am the master of disaster, the baller, the shot caller. I am the JFB.
The ball in the shot color. I like it.
Yeah.
I am, of course, your patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Cat F and Dry. And don't some magazines say something about that, JFB?
Sports Illustrated said it. Bleacher Report said it. Sean Ross Sapp has said it.
Yeah.
Multiple people have said that he's the most bubbly son of a bitch.
It's true. But enough about me. Let's talk about this guy right here. He's our EVP.
What's up, everybody? It's me. It's me. It's the EVP. And I gotta say, I don't take anything Bleacher Report says with a grain of salt for two reasons. One, their pay-per-views grades are horrendous. But two, this week, and I know you don't care, Canada Dry, but JFB, you know, someone from Bleacher Report said that Lamar Jackson is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. And I know I might be a little bit of a homer because I'm a Ravens fan, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
This guy is a MVP.
2 times MVP, 1 time unanimous. The only other person to do that, arguably the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Yeah. I don't think he is overrated. I think he is given the right to be considered to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Until you win that Super Bowl, it's not the same. You don't have that caliber until you have that Super Bowl.
Tell that to Dan Marino.
That
hurts Dan Marino's legacy, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. Super Bowl is a team accolade. If we're talking about
but the quarterback is your leader. He takes you there. You ride the back of that quarterback all the way to that thing.
I mean, he is the fixture of your team.
I usually, but not always. Go look at the 2000 Ravens, and that will tell you otherwise.
That was Ed Reed. That was
just the defense. We had Trent Dilfer as
but you didn't win the Super Bowl, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You did win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we did. 2000.
But you didn't have the quarterback yet.
But like this, we had Trent Dilfer as our quarterback, and we went, I think it was 4 or 5 games without scoring an offensive touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. I mean, the list goes on and on. Terrell Suggs.
He wasn't there yet, but he was there. He was there for 2012. All 3 of those guys were.
Yeah. All Miami guys.
And then Kimmy's got this song stuck in her head.
Yep, it's a good song. It's catchy.
Good song. It's a catchy song.
I had that as my ringtone for a number of years.
I don't think I've ever had it as my ringtone, but I've gone back and watched it recently within the last year, and it's interesting that kind of holds up, but it kind of doesn't, and that's kind of a good thing that it doesn't hold back because it holds that nostalgia that a
It
lot of your
it's
other
a strange, like, for people that know what we're talking about. We're talking about the greatest American hero
yeah,
and the song "Believe It or Not, I'm Walking on Air." It's it's one of those pop culture things that it it's still in the zeitgeist, even though the show was only on for 2 or 3 seasons.
yeah, yeah,
Like George Costanza did his "Believe It or Not,
yeah,
I'm Not Home" or "I'd Answer the Phone." He does it to that theme song.
yeah. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, it's in the zeitgeist. It definitely is. I mean, that song will live on in infamy. The show may not, but the song always will live, and it
But the
will.
song is always attached to the show, which kind of keeps it alive.
Yeah. So, you guys ready to talk some news?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Ripped from the headlines. Let's talk about Rebel. She was always by the side of Britt Baker during Britt's run in AEW. She has a pulmonary lymphoma, which is lung cancer.
An incredibly rare form of
Yeah,
cancer.
incredibly rare form. She's got a degenerative nervous problem as well. Leaves are hard to talk, hard to walk. Her speech is affected. It really is so.
Like, she's hit with so many health problems.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it sucks. I feel so bad for her because she started having these issues back in like February of 2024,
yeah,
and the doctor she had were treating her for a fungal infection.
yeah,
So like they completely got the diagnosis wrong, and only because she went to the Mayo Clinic did anything change.
yeah. Mayo Clinic's the bomb. I'm telling you
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely. Yeah.
Mayo Clinic is incredible. What they are able and have been able to do to fight, things like, for example, Parkinson's, which my mom suffers from. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So, but yeah,
So hopefully
Halo's
they caught it early.
yes. So until her infection is actually healed, which they're thinking is going to be in December, they won't do anything for the cancer yet. But I'm sure they're going to go through an aggressive amounts of chemotherapy and an aggressive amounts of radiation as well. I mean, you've survived cancer. I've survived it twice. It ain't no joke. It ain't no
Like,
fun.
the key though is early detection.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the key.
Always. I had cancer because I found a lump in my arm and under my armpit and went and got diagnosed. So, like, take care of yourself. Like, if
This
there's
is AFW's official position on cancer.
yeah.
That's most people's official position.
Yes.
Yeah. Very rare do I ever meet somebody who's like, cancer? Congratulations.
He's like, no, dude, I'm pro cancer, bro.
Speaking of that hashtag, like Stephen Amell does it every
Yeah.
year. He
Yeah.
does. He sells a shirt, and the proceeds go to cancer research.
So, Jazz. Everybody remember Jazz from WWE, WWF? She is open to returning for the Royal Rumble. I'm kind of would like to see that. I like Jazz. I thought Jazz was actually pretty good. So,
I feel like this is just her putting her name out there, just to, hey, WWE, just I feel like
so during TNA's recent pay-per-view called Turning Point, I'm just going to let TNA know you may want to go ahead and actually try to change that name at some point in time. Probably not a good name to stick with. But a fan was there and was ejected.
Wait. What is your reason for them not wanting to stick with that?
Because Charlie Kirk's name of Charlie Kirk's thing is called Turning Point USA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's not a name you really want to associate with when you're in the public figure, So
Yeah, you don't want a political sort of name going
right.
with you.
So change it. Just fucking change it. But so there was a gentleman that was at the TNA tapings for Turning Point and was kicked out because apparently he was videotaping and giving away spoilers on his social media, which he was not, and actually showed and proved he wasn't, and he was still kicked out. So it made the rounds on Twitter, and Tony Khan stepped in and said, hey, anytime that you want to go to an AEW or Ring of Honor, let me know. You're more than welcome. There we go. I know.
But he didn't give him free tickets or anything.
I don't know.
Well, like this is how he should properly be using Twitter.
Yes. Let's talk about anybody's favorite veteran wrestler, former WCW heavyweight champion, a former WWE heavyweight champion. Goldberg is in the news. He was at an autograph signing, and halfway through the event, he got up and walked out and didn't even sign for another vendor that he was supposed to sign for. Yeah.
So, like, that's breach of contract, isn't it?
It is, and I'm sure he'll get sued for it.
Like, the thing about, like, these guys who are paying him to come in, like, is it more troublesome to sue for something like that than to just move on?
I mean, as long as there's a signed contract, it's a pretty open and shut case.
You sue. You don't waste time.
Because you figure they lost the money they paid to Goldberg, and then they had to refund all tickets to the people who bought tickets to go see Goldberg.
Yeah. It's not good. I mean, I can tell you this. I've had two very unique when it came to autograph signing. I was at a book signing for Brett when Brett's book came out, his first autobiography came out. And it was from 6 to 8. He was there until 11:30. He was not going to let a fan not get an autograph for his book. On the other hand, I was at an autograph signing at a convention with Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle, with about 100 people in line to get an autograph, he ended right on the dot. It was like from like 2 to 4 in the afternoon. He was gone at 4 o'clock.
But at the same time, I still kind of respect that.
Yeah, but people were asking, and he just ignored them. He didn't even say, "I'm sorry." He didn't. He just got up and he just walked away, and everybody was like, "Well, maybe he's taking a break." And after about 5 minutes, you realize, no, he's not coming back. That motherfucker just left.
Okay, let's analyze this really quickly. So Bret Hart selling a book.
Yeah.
That's just good vibes to keep going, and they'll sell more books.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, he's allotted this time. He's paid for this time. Like, he's not obligated at all to stay longer than that amount of time. Well, that's fair.
Here's the thing. If you make someone upset, they're going to tell a million people. I wasn't pissed off, but I thought how he handled it was wrong. I think he should have just stood up and said, hey, listen, I'm only scheduled here till 4. Unfortunately, I have another event that I have to attend, or I have to be somewhere. Like, do that. There's no reason to just get up and walk away.
Kurt Angle does own some responsibility, but the person running the con also bears responsibility for selling, obviously, way too many tickets to this meet and greet.
Yeah. Yeah. There's shenanigans to be had aplenty on every side. So let's talk about Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné is now a 13 belt holding Moné. Ultima Moné won was it the HOG championship or was it another?
Yes, the House of Glory.
No, it's the APAC world title.
Yeah, APAC. That
I
was
don't know. Is that the
House of
Hall Glory?
Glory.
I don't know enough about House of
Yeah.
Glory to say whether that's their title or not.
Well,
It's
I
not.
thought I thought it was the House of Glory Championship that Natalia
It's
was
not. It
going.
was the AW. What?
It was a Hog show, but it was the
Yeah, it was a super
APAC Women's World Title.
Yeah, it was a super card show. So, Mercedes Moné, 13-time champion.
I love it. I
I love it too, but at the end of the day, when somebody's getting screwed at Full Gear, and I think it's Mercedes, and I think it's bullshit. But we'll talk about that at a prediction show.
But
Next-
let's EVP. You had an interaction with some fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
So yeah, this person says it was on I don't know where it was on Facebook somewhere, but they were like, they're only putting these belts on Mercedes Moné to sell seats. And I said, that's literally the whole purpose of putting on a wrestling show is to sell seats. Like,
Yeah.
like she's doing her job, because almost every promoter of these small indies has come out and said Mercedes helps us sell tickets, which means she's doing her job.
Yeah.
Literally, you put your indie title on Mercedes Moné, and that's Monet for that company.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guarantee you people are going out and Googling these companies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know
absolutely.
I have. I've done a couple of them just to see what they're about.
Yeah. All right. Cardona showed up on SmackDown as Zack Ryder. This is only a one-off. He did not sign a contract, but he said he is open to returning. My only issue with it is that when he wrestles at TNA and interacts with NXT, he's Matt Cardona.
Yeah, that is just.
But you bring him into SmackDown, you call him Zack Ryder. Come on.
Yeah, I don't like that. Just call him Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
now, but then again, I understand why they call him Zack Ryder, because while he didn't sign a contract, he does have a merchandise contract with WWE. So they released a whole bunch of new Zack Ryder t-shirts.
Oh.
Which is good for Matt Cardona's bottom line.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So
money talks. That's all it's about.
Guess who's in the news? That guy. Look at that beautiful son of a bitch.
We need a new render. We need to get that tattoo on his neck.
Okay. I can do that. But Dom's in the news. He's not allowed to shoot snot missiles or spit anymore. Apparently, he spit on Dragon Lee. Triple H got pissed off, told him, "We don't spit here." He goes, "Oh, that's my mistake. I didn't know." And it wasn't spit, it was gum. They couldn't find gum. And then his
was this like during a match or?
Yeah, during a match, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He spits and shoots snot rockets during matches. And
Chris Benoit used to do that with the.
Yeah. Yep. Brett used to do it.
Oh, yeah, he was as a heel, yeah.
Yeah, when he was a heel, he used to do a snot rocket. So, Dom. Arn Anderson says Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, doesn't get enough credit. You guys agree?
Yes, I do agree.
I do agree too. What do you think?
I like Nick Nemeth. I think he was a hell of a character that just didn't connect as a main event player.
Yeah.
Like he was upper mid card.
Yeah.
But I don't feel he was ever a main event character.
I mean, he was a world champion for a while. Like it wasn't for a hot minute. He had it for a little bit.
Yeah, that was their attempt of getting him up to that upper mid,
Yeah.
but it never just got that traction. Quote.
It didn't.
Well, I mean, his first run was mired in that stripping of Edge by Vicky Guerrero, so I don't count that because it lasted only like an hour.
Yeah.
And then his second one, unfortunately, was a concussion or something that cut it short.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like he is a solid, he's a solid worker. He sells. He's probably one of the best sellers in the business right now.
Oh,
Like, he
absolutely.
makes people look fantastic in the ring, and he can go. He's got the cardio to just go.
Yeah. I will say this: Arn is again in the news when Arn said that if you were to have a Mount Rushmore of managers, J.J. Dillon should 100% be on it. So I ask you guys, what is your Mount Rushmore of managers, and do you believe J.J. Dillon should be on there?
Well, I guess when I reveal my Mount Rushmore, you'll find out.
So go
Do you
right
know
ahead.
yours is DVP, or you got to think about it?
Let's see here. I can start with obviously Mr. Paulie Dangerously.
Yeah.
Why am I drawing a blank to his name? Undertaker's manager. Why the
Oh, Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearer. I think he's one of them. Honestly, I think now that you mentioned J.J. Dillon as the manager of the Four Horsemen,
Yeah.
like he was, and he wasn't just a manager. Like he could talk. He was great. I'd put him on there. And then maybe Jimmy Hart. Maybe like just coming off the top of my head, like I'd have to really sit down and think. But those are like four names that just come right. There's others I could put on there. Like I could probably take off Jimmy Hart and put Jim Cornette. He was a fantastic.
I think that I like that one better.
Yeah.
Like I said, just spitballing here. I'll have to sit down and really think.
Go ahead. Yeah, my Mount Rushmore is Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah.
It is Paul Heyman, Jim Cornette,
Yeah.
and I'm going with Jimmy Mouth of South Heart.
Oh, okay. Mine is
what about you?
What's that?
Well, I'm going to ask you what's yours. You don't get to slither out of this question.
I
He
don't.
was going to answer. He was.
I got it. You ready? Heyman, Precious Paul Ellering, Road Warriors manager.
That's good.
Bobby the Brain Heenan, Mr. Fuji.
Ooh.
Like, listen.
See, like, for as corny as early 90s WWE was, that is the one thing they hammered was managers.
Yeah.
Like, because we didn't even touch on, like, valet/managers, which you could throw Miss Elizabeth on there. Like,
Sherry Martel, you could put
Sherry
Baby
Martel's-
Doll on there.
You know what? You could make the case for Sensational Sherry to be up there on that Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely.
I couldn't, because look, you figure Macho King,
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
Ted
Kurt
DiBiase.
Angle,
Yeah. Ted DiBiase.
Kurt Angle. She
Yeah.
had the who's who of clients as a manager.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. Tito Santana's in the news. He said that if he had to pick a dream match with a current wrestler, it would be CM Punk. CM Punk would be his dream match for a modern wrestler. So,
Okay, sure.
can't go wrong with that. That's for sure. So Wesley shows up at TNA Turning Point. He shows up as his original name, Desmond Xavier, and he reteamed with the Rascals. So let's see, Jim Cornette, Mr. Fuji, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, I mean there's so many great managers. I don't think you can really go wrong saying who.
Yeah, I mean Gary Hart. That's another one. That guy was just demonic.
I think the hard thing, I think J.J. Dillon definitely gets on there if he has a WWF run.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even need to hold that against him. Like, he was NWA and WCW. It's not like he was in small promotions, and he was the manager of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Dustin Rhodes said when he does eventually retire, he's going to need double shoulder surgery.
Jeez.
So he's already had his knees done. He's going to get his shoulders done. Not much left you can start fixing. Maybe his back and neck, I'm sure, is probably going to be not that far.
Did we mention about Brian Cage having to have another surgery on here before?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he released that he has to go back under the knife because there's a problem with his knee, and he's just gut wrenched over this.
Yeah. Because
Like he thought he was coming back within like maybe Full Gear, maybe a Dynamite before that, but like
yeah. AJ Styles showed up at a Georgia indie promotion. He did not wrestle, but he showed up and got the crowd all lathered up and ready to fight. Stephen Borden, son of Sting, made his debut at Defy Wrestling.
Yep.
From what I heard, he actually looked pretty good. Looked a little bit like his old man back in his
Well, it's not actually his debut; it's his singles debut, I believe.
singles debut. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's already had his tag team match.
yeah. So, which I thought was really interesting. Let's go to TNA. I know that Chris Jericho has said that TNA looks like the second best promotion right now in America, which I don't agree.
Let's take that into a context, though, because he was talking about that one show they did that it looked like they were.
Yeah.
Well, he also compared it to a freaking regular weekday show at the freaking 2300 arena. Like, that's just not an honest and fair comparison. Like, if you want to do that, you compare their show they just had to any of their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a pay-per-view you don't compare to a weekly show at ECW Arena.
Yeah.
He was talking about Bound for Glory.
Right.
Which was their big pay-per-view. Because they packed it.
And then you're comparing it to a Dynamite. But, like, people think that this is him kind of shifting off AEW and onto the WWE train, or maybe even the TNA train. Maybe he signs with TNA.
Yeah. Well, here's what's interesting. TNA finally got their belt off of an NXT wrestler and put on to Mike Santana, who wrestles for TNA.
For now.
Then they decided, screw you, Mike Santana. They took the belt off of him and gave it to Frankie Kazarian, who's like 70-something years old.
This shit annoyed the hell out of me. How you gonna sit there and do basically what's a year-long build of Santana going to win the world title? You finally put the title on the guy. The whole company goes on hiatus for a month. Yeah. And then you bring it back just for him to lose the title. And on top of that, via shenanigans where you have NXT invading TNA.
Yeah.
So stupid. NXT is the bigger company. There is zero reason they should be doing the invading.
I agree. What do you think, Canada Dry?
Yeah. Like, Mike Santana is the fresh blood. And I don't agree with putting on Frankie Kazarian. Like, to me, Frankie Kazarian is not world title caliber.
Yeah.
You spent this time building up Mike Santana as a legit superstar.
Yep.
And I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to play ball with the WWE, so that's why they made the switch.
Yeah. Possibly.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I wish Santana had stayed with AEW and Ortiz had left. Yeah. I think Santana's a significantly better wrestler than Ortiz.
A way better wrestler. Ortiz is a brawler. That's all he is. Santana knows how to wrestle. That's what made him a great tag team. You know?
Yep.
Speaking of TNA, guess who's no longer with TNA anymore? Joe Hendry.
You said his name.
He is now officially with WWE.
That was my guess for the tournament, that it was going to be not Zack Ryder, but Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Well, there's another unknown participant on Monday. Yeah. It still could be.
I think it will be then.
I mean, I don't get the gimmick. I don't. I think he's an okay wrestler, but the gimmick, I don't get it. It does not make any sense.
It's one of those gimmicks that's fun at first, but then gets effing old.
Yeah. Like I didn't like it when I first saw it. I'm like, I don't get it. Who is this guy? Why should I fucking care?
It's a catchy song. That's all it is.
It's a very catchy song. That's what it is. Yeah. Thank God for catchy songs and entrance musics.
I
So
will
let's.
say, real quick, I hope WWE lets him do what he did on the Indies,
Yeah,
where he would take his song but rewrite it for his opponents, making fun of them.
yeah,
I believe he
yeah,
did this in TNA as well.
yeah.
Probably, but I don't really watch TNA, so
Well, apparently Matt B says Mercedes Monet needs to go on the show Hoarders because she's hoarding belts.
Will we find like dead cats and stuff underneath the championship belts? And
Yeah,
like,
probably. Yeah.
you'll just find championship belts she forgot she won.
oh yeah, I remember this.
Apparently Matt B is a fan of Joe Hendry.
No, that's Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder. Oh, okay. Sorry. Shows how much I pay attention to the theme
I
song.
like that old Zack Ryder entry ring entrance song.
Yeah, yeah,
I just now that since you brought him back up, I do find it funny. Like a year ago, he did an interview saying Zack Ryder is dead, he's never coming back, and a year later,
Right? And then the money talks.
Yep.
And you're like, yep. You're gonna let me sell Zack Ryder shirts? Sure.
yeah.
Double
So
the money flowing in.
let's talk about Andrade. So apparently Andrade's no compete clause is worldwide. Apparently, that he won't be able to wrestle for a year.
that's outrageous.
To me, this doesn't just hurt Andrade.
Yeah,
This doesn't just hurt AEW. I believe this hurts WWE because superstars are gonna be like, "Am I gonna get Andrade when
Yeah.
I sign up to your company?"
yeah,
Wrestlers are gonna think this now.
Oh yeah,
So-
especially if WWE is going to keep you and then try and say they fired you for cause, which is how this 1 year no compete kicks in.
yeah.
What's his name? The lawyer wrestler.
David Otunga.
Yeah, David Otunga. He's reached out to Andrade to help him try and figure out what his next move is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand. I don't understand how WWE can enforce a worldwide non-compete.
I don't get it either. It doesn't make sense to me at all. But I think it's bullshit. I mean, I get contracts. I sign them all the time. I deal with them all the time. I know NDAs forwards and backwards. I know, but I also know about no compete. And it sucks. It really sucks that, I worked for a company that let me go and I had a 90-day no compete in the genre that they're in, which is health and wellness. So,
I mean, that sucks, but that's 90 days. And on top
Yeah.
of that, there's still other stuff within your chosen profession you can do.
yes.
This is you
You're
don't
in health
get
and
to
wellness. I
wrestle-
don't like health and wellness.
You don't get to wrestle
Health and wellness.
like to sit there and say you don't get to wrestle period for a year.
Yeah. That's
And-
harsh.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Kimmy agrees. It's ridiculous. It is. It is completely on 100% ridiculous that you're going to prevent somebody from earning a living, Speaking of David Ortunga, so David Ortunga was talking about the rumor that behind why they moved Saturday Night Main Event from Boston to Washington, D.C. He says that the Trump rumor holds validity for Cena's last match, that, Trump asked it to move and to move it to Washington, D.C., and Triple H and TKO said, sure, not a problem.
Maybe we got to throw this allegedly in there because it's like,
Nah,
It is an alleged
here's
alleged
the
rumor.
thing. If David Otunga is gonna talk and say it, provide receipts.
Yeah.
You can't just say
Well, he even said it's alleged. The alleged rumor has always been that.
and then but then he says there's validity to it.
Yeah.
Provide the proof then.
Yeah.
You can't just sit here and say, "Oh, it's true," and I'm supposed to just take your word for it.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be able to. He's a lawyer. He of all people should know. You
Yeah,
back.
exactly. Like, people use the word allegedly to say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. So I mean, we've talked about it before on the show. I mean, it's the only rumor that's out there, and the reason why they shifted from Boston to Washington D.C. because there's no other reason booking wise. They're going to a smaller arena, and an arena that's not necessarily in the best place for foot traffic.
Yeah, that is true. DC fucking sucks.
It's horrible.
So, is the U.S. like? Could Donald Trump say, "We'll give you this bunch of money to come here"?
I don't know if he can, but maybe he could have someone do it for him. I don't know if he has that authority to spend the money like that.
He has. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, that's never stopped the Trump administration.
Exactly. Like,
Oh, the reality is that Trump probably put up with another party money to bring it to Washington D.C. instead of going it to Boston, because he was also asked on this podcast, "Do you think Vince will be there?" And David Otunga said he won't be invited, but he should definitely be there. He's a big reason why John Cena is who he is. I personally don't want to see Vince show up. I don't want to even hear Vince's name mentioned.
I mean, I would imagine that if he does show up, I don't think they're going to put him on camera.
no, he'll just be there watching, and you won't even know.
Come on. You're talking about Vince McMahon, one of the biggest egos in the world.
I understand.
Of course, he's going to want to be on camera.
I mean, that doesn't mean that TKO will allow that to happen, though. That's the question.
Yeah. I mean,
but then again, it's TKO, so who fucking knows?
I mean, this is coming from a company. You must do what the Cheeto says. What does the Cheeto say? Crunch?
No, that's what she's calling Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
What does the Cheeto say?
we use different wording in my text group about Donald Trump, but the problem with Vince, and again, this is the same thing when people were asking Cena what they thought about what happened to Vince, and he said, "I don't want to talk about it." You know, the reality is that John Cena is who John Cena is because of Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he's very thankful of what Vince has done for his life.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be thankful and still say he's a shitty human being.
Oh, he's a fucking horrible human being. Absolutely.
Well, I get the loyalty to Vince.
Yeah.
If you look at it, like, where would I be if Vince didn't push me and help me create this character? Where would my life be? Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to go back that far, it's technically Stephanie McMahon is the one who heard him rapping on the bus and went to Vince. It wasn't Vince was going to fire him.
Yeah. I think Vince was going to fire him after his debut.
Yeah, because they were on a European tour or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, but Stephanie McMahon did not make him the global superstar that he is.
I understand that. But Vince wouldn't have had the chance to do that if Stephanie.
I mean, there's a good chance at the speech at the end, provided they don't cut him off, which I don't think they will because it's John effing Cena and not Goldberg. I think what's going to happen is he's going to start naming a list, and I think he's going to say, "I want to thank Vince McMahon," because if it wasn't for Vince, like he'll mention Stephanie, but I think he's going to mention Vince because we know at this point he doesn't have to clear anything with Hunter backstage. He can say whatever the hell he wants. I mean, he did AJ Styles, and that was a shoot.
If we're going to have to take a wager on this, because I don't think he will.
Okay, I think we'll do a prediction show, and we'll do a prediction show for it, and we'll.
What do you think, Joe? Do you think he mentions Vince?
At this right now, I say yes. I need to know more though. When is he getting inducted into the Hall of Fame? What movies does he have coming out? Because I think politically that will play a big part into what he says and does.
I think he will privately thank Vince, but not on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tony Khan actually had a meeting with Billy Corgan from the NWA concerning Tony Khan's national championship, and the current national championship that's been part of NWA history for 70 plus years came to a head. They had a meeting, and Tony Khan came out and said that the national championship will have its own lineage. There will be no mention of all the greats who used to own and hold the NWA national championship. So we will have our own lineage.
That's how it should have been from the beginning.
I agree.
And I'm glad that they're able to like bury the hatchet on this. And now we could see Brian Idol possibly in AEW one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know,
I don't know. Tony might like to hold that grudge of what Brian Idol said about him tweeting about him.
I don't know. Like, what I think that promotion guys shouldn't hold grudges because it hampers business. I think that was something Vince did really, really good.
Yeah.
It's like he would always like, this is good for business.
Yeah.
I'm going to check my ego at the door.
Not all the time, but most.
No, not all the time. But he always managed to like think of the company more than his own thoughts in that.
Well, because and again, that's ego because that's his legacy. Vince McMahon will be known for two things: for making wrestling worldwide in balloons, and two, he's going to be remembered for being a heinous, horrible human being for what he has done to people, both in the name of business.
Yep.
You know, so it's an ego stroke for him. You know, and so of course he's going to want his legacy to be untainted in any way, shape, or form. So he's going to do what's best for business because at the end of the day, if the business succeeds, people will look at him as a better person than what he was.
Yeah, but it's also getting out of your own way for your business to succeed.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to hear Billy's side of the story because there's more to it if TK finally buried the hatchet with NWA. I mean, to be honest with you, number one, Billy's touring, correct? As far as I know, if he's still on tour with the Smashing Pumpkins.
I don't know. Let's see.
So for him to not respond to this at all, I think is fine. I don't think he needs to. I think he just Tony Khan apologized. He said thank you. And then he went on his merry way. Oh, excuse me.
There's an interesting legacy to that belt we were talking about.
Yeah.
So the National Wrestling Alliance owns the legacy of the national championship.
Yes.
We were talking about WWE owning the legacy with the U.S. title.
Yeah.
But the true legacy belongs, believe it or not, to the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Because they merged the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title in that WCW invasion.
Yeah.
But WCW merged the international title or the national title and the WCW US title.
Yeah.
So technically, I mean, it's so merged.
It's a whole like confusing booking sort of.
Well, and not just that, because like in the early 2000s, like you said, they merged the Intercontinental and the Hardcore and the US and the IC, then brought back one, then brought back like it.
And the US title was brought out of was brought as a brand new championship.
Yeah. And this is the sucky part about when one business buys everything. Because there's a history that's lost. And it sucks. You know, because Jim Crockett Promotions bought the NWA and then sold it to Vince. and then the rest of the territories broke apart. And the NWA was essentially WCW, and WCW eventually became part of WWE. So like that lineage of that belt is
It's
mired
like all over the place, like a bizarre.
everywhere. Yeah, and
It's a bizarre hick family tree
right.
with cousins and moms being family.
Yeah, and here's the thing: when you're talking about Tony Khan and the hellfire that came from the internet wrestling community because he wanted to do a national title, and Tony Khan loves wrestling and loves wrestling history.
Yeah.
You'll notice why AEW does so well when it comes to ratings, when it comes to number of people watching, because it reminds you of old school NWA, especially Mid-South and especially Georgia Southern wrestling and Smoky Mountain, a lot of that in there. It's just a symbolic image of its belts. I mean,
Okay, but real quick, Smashing Pumpkins are on tour. They only have 3 dates in November: 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So they're obviously getting ready to tour.
yeah.
Go do some shows.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, let's move on to the last one. Let's talk about Nixon Newell, otherwise known as Tegan Knox, and Miranda Elise, and then coming the big hoodoo that happened with them on Collision. Canada Dry, I don't know a lot about this, but go ahead and give us everything that happened, and then tell us what you think about all this.
Okay, so they had they were told they wanted originally had a match and it didn't go as good as they wanted to do, and I believe that was on Dynamite.
Yes.
Or was it? And so they're like, "Don't worry, we're gonna bring you into Collision," and apparently, like they were told it's only going to be 3 minutes, and they're like, "Well, that doesn't work for me, brother," and they kind of agreed, okay, we're not going to do it, and it was there wasn't like we just walked out.
No, that was very much greatly exaggerated.
Yes, but they didn't want to do a minute for three. Didn't want to do a 3 minute match.
Well, it's on. Yeah, like it was. If they were to do what the 2 people from Georgia or wherever they were did, it was a legitimate squash match. Like, and do I think maybe they should have did it because your word is all you really have in business? But she's come out and said, like, I only have a year left. I'm just going to do what I want. Someone who's only going to wrestle for a year, promoters have absolutely zero leverage over them.
Alex Haney thinks that they were in the right and they shouldn't have to a jobber team. But yeah, I think yeah, like if you only gonna like that's hindsight is 2020 because we learned that afterwards that she's only gonna do a year.
I think my problem is all of these wrestlers who are like, if you can't tell your story in 3 minutes, you're in the wrong business. That's complete bullshit. I hate squash matches, especially what we saw on Collision. There was no story to be told. It was just you giving your people in the tag tournament a win.
Yeah.
But also, my thoughts are this is that, and Tam Valkyrie was saying that you have 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You make the most of that.
Yeah, if it wasn't a squash match, sure. But it was Nixon Newell and her partner. They got zero offense. You can't make shit out of that.
But you're on TV.
That doesn't mean anything. If you don't look impressive, who cares? I've watched plenty of matches.
Listen, there are women.
You're missing my point.
Hold on. I get your point. There are women that will sleep with promoters to get a squash match on TV.
Okay, that's cool. She doesn't need to do that. But what I'm saying is, as a fan, if I see someone get squashed for 3 minutes, that gives me zero incentive to go look at their other work. You should showcase people. And that's where they're coming from. And I completely understand that.
Yeah, like I get from your perspective, but
But
I
that said, the people who replaced them, they seemed extremely happy just to get on TV, which is good for them. So some
and I
people
think it
are
also
happy
comes
with it.
down to like I'm a former WWE talent.
I think
I
it's. I don't know if it's more of a former talent is. I think it's just I'm only doing this for another year. I'm just going to do what I want. You're not going to bully me into doing something that I
But
don't.
like, who's the other girls? This is Tegan Knox, and who's?
Apparently, real life girlfriend. Apparently,
Oh, okay, so it's not a big name.
I never
Tegan
heard of
Knox.
the name until a couple weeks ago on Dynamite. So
So I guess like Tegan Knox made the call.
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
mean, to me, I see both sides. You know, I get you don't want a job, especially if you're a pretty known person on the indie circuit. But at the same time, sometimes you're called in to do the job for another tag team.
I mean, to be said,
But it's not just a job; it's a squash.
to be that
It's a squash.
I wouldn't want to get squashed by Tay Mello either. She's not believable doing a squash match. So
That I agree with you, Joe. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like Ty Mello. She's just oof.
Ugh, no, I don't like Time Mello either. She definitely needs to go somewhere. So, you guys want to talk about anything else to fill some time?
well, we can promote our show tonight.
Oh yeah, the realists. So the realists, we're kind of doing a little bit different format than we normally do. What we're going to do is we're going to actually just kind of talk about film and talk about movies. It's an opportunity for you guys out there and for everybody on the show. So just let's just talk movies and like talk about like whatever you want to talk about. If you want to ask me questions about like what I do, what my favorite movies are, what my passion is in film and stuff like that, like this is the opportunity to come in and just interact with us and talk with us on the show and just kind of talk about film and just, why you love film.
And I'm gonna spotlight, and maybe others are too. They're spotlight a movie that's near and dear to their heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Something that just, desert island movie. If you were stuck with just one movie on a desert island, what would it be? So, and then next Saturday or next Sunday, when is Full Gear? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday because we're in the fall.
Okay. So Saturday, Full Gear, we will have our prediction show.
Yep.
And then ready for Full Gear, which right now currently stands at 8:00 unless WWE decides they want to counter it. So
They're not going to.
no, they're not going to because
they got
Survivor
some
Series
serious
is always
weekend.
the weekend of Thanksgiving. So so we're going to talk about Full Gear. We're going to make our predictions. I love it.
And always with that prediction show, we have my running. Well, even though I tied the last one with Joe, I still got a belt out of that. So
Yeah.
I've got a winning streak to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to become the Full Gear AFW champion.
Oh, I know something I know some news we can talk about.
Yeah.
Talk about how New Japan announced Okada and Tanahashi, and they basically sold out.
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom is sold out, which is good for them because it's been a while since they've had a successful.
Yep.
So
Maybe Tanahashi still like sells out at this stage of his career.
Yeah. Well, it's Okada is what it is.
Okada hasn't been around for a couple years.
Yeah.
He's coming in. Yeah.
Oh, it's not Tanahashi versus Takeshita.
No, it's Tanahashi and Okada. Takeshita has a winner take all match with the global champion or whatever they have. I forget his name.
They got so many freaking belts; it's hard to keep track. So,
but like I'm looking forward to this collision between Okada and Takeshita.
Speaking of, I didn't watch Collision last night. I need to watch it on Max.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either, so I gotta watch it on Max. All right, guys, that's the end of the show. So down below are all our links. We got multiple links. SWA Sabers link is down there. If you buy one, you get 2 for free. That's 3 lightsabers. All right. Then you can go and click down below to our website, allfnwrestling.com. That's for all of our news. We're killing it. Kimmy is killing it. She is writing the most amazing stories and news on our blog, on our website.
On our AFW magazine.
Yeah, AFW Magazine. Then what you need to do is then you need to further go down to the rest of the links. DraftKings. You spend $10, you sign up, spend $10, you're going to get $200 back in bonus bets, which is fantastic because sports is a work, guys. It's not a shoot. Just letting you know. Sports is a work, not a shoot.
Oh, I see how it's going now.
Yeah.
Now I understand why the Blue Jays lost the World Series.
It's the work. I'm not joking. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. LA is a huge market. So just saying.
Hey,
Anyway,
that ball got stuck. It wasn't even stuck. He could have grabbed that ball from
I know.
underneath that cushion.
Hey, that's smart. That's knowing the ground rules of your stadium.
Yep. So all our social media links are down below. If you want to support the show, you can do 2 things. The first thing you can do is you can go ahead and click join after you click like and subscribe. We have multiple tier levels, so you can go ahead and sponsor the show with a monthly donation. That goes to help the show. And if you want to show the world how much you love AFW, you can buy yourself a t-shirt. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. Get all of your effing wrestling gear. So on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of EVP Joe, I am the JFB.
And remember, the light and the weather, it's all getting kind of dark.
Yeah.
And that can really mess with your psychology. This can mess with your well-being. If you find yourself getting depressed, that's okay. But it's important that you know that while it's okay to be depressed and be down, it's not okay to stay there.
Yeah.
Reach out to your friends, reach out to your families, reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
We will help you get out of that pit. We'll put a rocket on your back. We'll let you put 2 feet in front of the other, dust you off, raise your fist in the air, and put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.